Mo Record and you're watching Dansportsnews.
This is Bilal Powell, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
No Fair, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
I'm Edwards, and you're watching Dansportsnews.
This is Javon Cornell, you're watching Dansportsnews.
What's up, everybody? It's Clee Walk. You're listening to the Dansportsnews podcast.
This is Martino, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
This is Jaden Gould, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
This is Elliot Cadone, and you're listening to Dansportsnews.
This is Nicole Michelle, and you're listening to the Dansportsnews and Friends podcast.
How are you holding up so far during the coronavirus pandemic? How's your family, and how are you doing?
I'm okay. We're still working as an artist. Right now, it's difficult to stay busy because we can't do live shows, which is really, really tough. However, we're still releasing things. We recorded a lot of music last year, and so I've already released 3 singles so far during the coronavirus, the quarantine months. So that's been amazing, and we've done music videos as well. So staying busy, definitely, but it's definitely slowed down, which is tough. My family as well, we're all just, hanging in there like everybody else. But we have each other. I have a big family. There's 6 of us, so we're kind of entertaining ourselves.
For sure, for sure. Other. So how has COVID affected things? Like, did you have concerts booked or anything like that?
Yeah, I would say only a few got canceled but that was back in, I remember my last concert was in November of last year. So that's pretty much an entire year. So yeah, things that were planned had to be canceled, and not doing a live show for that long has been insane. But, hopefully in maybe a year or so.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about how you first got started in music, and how old were you when you first got started in music?
Okay, I'm 18 now, and I first got started when I was 12 years old. Or no, I was actually 11 years old. And my first thing that I ever did was, that was kind of big, was the New England Revolution, which is a soccer team around here. And that was at Gillette Stadium, so it was like probably around 60,000 people. And I did the national anthem for that. And from that, I went to do the national anthem for the New England Patriots. That was when I was about 12, and I did a lot of those. I did the Celtics, the Red Sox, NASCAR. I did a lot of that when I was younger. And then when I started getting around the age of 14, 15, I started recording in studios and kind of advancing from there, doing real music. I worked with Jeff Timmons from 98 Degrees, and I worked with, I'm actually working with Kaygee from Naughty by Nature right now, and Vinny from Naughty by Nature, and they've been so amazing, and they brought me on the mixtape tour with New Kids on the Block last year, and we did TD Garden at 2 sold-out shows, which was absolutely incredible.
In terms of the sporting events that you sang at, you said the Celtics, the Patriots, the New England Revolution. Which one would you say was the most fun to sing at?
Good question. I did the New England Revs twice, and that was when I was 12 and 11. I did the Patriots once, and that was probably one of the most amazing, just because it was so new, and I didn't follow soccer, so I didn't know the New England Revs, but everybody knows the Patriots, you know what I mean? And I brought my whole family, which was so amazing, and my brother's a super big sports fan. And so that was such an incredible experience to be able to bring my whole family, and the audience was huge. But I did the Celtics probably around 7 or 8 times, and each time was just so much fun, and you get used to it. So it was kind of like a routine now, and I would say I had the most fun doing the Celtics. I did that a lot.
Who were some of the musical influences that you had when you were younger, growing up? Who did you really look up to?
So I'm mostly an R&B and a pop artist, but I actually grew up on country. And so I was following artists like Carrie Underwood, Kelly Clarkson, Keith Urban, all big country artists. And when I started getting into my teenage years, I got more into pop. So I was listening to Demi Lovato, Katy Perry, that kind of group. And then in my kind of end of middle school, high school years, I got super, super into R&B, and I still am. And so some of my main influences nowadays are SZA, Kehlani. I love listening to artists like Bryson Tiller, Summer Walker, and people with really huge voices. I love listening to like Jessie J, all that kind of area. That's what I mostly listen to. But growing up, it was mainly country.
So you've also done some acting with Bernie the Dolphin. You had a small role in that, and then you did some of the soundtracks. Tell me about that. How was that being a part of that film?
That was really cool. I believe those were my first movie, and I did the soundtrack for the first one. I didn't act in it, but the second one I did act in, which was really cool, and it was fun. All the people, most of the cast were kids too, so it was fun to meet and hang out with them. Doing the soundtrack was awesome. They flew me down to California, and that was my first time being there and my second time being there. And that was amazing. And the people I got to meet were super, super cool, and it was definitely a really fun experience, yeah.
Is acting something you would like to continue doing on in the future?
Yeah, for sure. Acting isn't my first love. Music is 100% my first love, but I think it's really fun to act because you get to fly to different places and meet all these people, and it's nice to be someone else for just a little bit. And yeah, I would definitely be down to act in the future.
Now, if the opportunity ever presented itself, would you ever do reality TV or no?
That's actually a really good question. I've never actually considered that. Honestly, I feel like I would. I feel like I wouldn't be the person who causes drama or gets into drama, but I feel like I'd be there sipping the tea. I feel like I could. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like things like that also help boost your career and give you that extra push when you're first getting started and stuff like that.
Mm. Yeah, you're right.
You've been working with Kaygee and VinRock from Naughty by Nature. Tell me about how you first got connected with them and what's it like working with them.
Okay. My manager, Billy, has been friends with Kaygee for a pretty long time. Excuse me. And here's a funny story, actually. When I was probably 12 or 13 years old, I was going to have a meeting with Kaygee, but some things got mixed up and we ended up having to cancel it. So I never met him. And then fast forward to when I was probably 15, I went to one of their concerts and I went backstage and I met the whole Naughty by Nature group. And then I left. Flash forward to a year, I started working with Kaygee because I went and met him, and he was like, "Hey, I just want to get you in the studio, see what you can do." And then I ended up working with him, and it was just supposed to be 2 songs, which one of them is out. One of them is called Whatever I Want, and then the other one is not out yet. So we worked on those 2 songs, and then I left, and then he's like, "All right, now I want to work with you." So we've been working together ever since, and Vinny just got in the picture as well about a year ago. I absolutely adore Kaygee and Vinny. They're great people. I know that they're supposed to be these really hard hip hop guys, but they are so sweet. Kaygee is he's someone that I love to be around. They're really good people. Kaygee and Vinny took me to the VMAs in 2019 and let me walk the red carpet with them. That was such an amazing experience, and the people that they surround themselves with, these guys are the sweetest people ever. I'm in 4-inch, probably 5-inch heels, and DJ Slugga, who I can't reveal who he is, but DJ Slugga was holding my hand, making sure I didn't fall, the sweetest people, and I absolutely I would not want to work with anybody else because of these people,
Yeah, I'm from New Jersey, and, Kaygee and VinRock, they're New Jersey legends, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely are.
So did you, grow up listening to some of their music, or have you listened to their songs or anything like that?
I mean, of course I've listened to their songs because, I work with them and I go to their concerts, but I did not grow up listening to them. I actually didn't start listening to hip hop until I was probably like in late middle school, early high school, but I never really went back in the day and listened to legends like Naughty by Nature, like any of the old hip hop. And so that's been something I've been trying to get into. But I mean, these guys are literally legends. You go into New Jersey with them. And TMZ, one time we went into a meeting with iHeart. We came out and TMZ literally stopped us so that they could interview Kaygee and VinRock,
Wow.
which was like so cool to see. These guys are really legends. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me about the VMAs experience. What was it like walking the red carpet and everything like that?
The VMAs, I would honestly say that was one of the most exciting things I've ever done. I remember Kaygee had called my mom and we put it on speakerphone and he was like, "Yo, Nicole." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You want to go to the VMAs with me?" And I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah, I want to go to the VMAs because, as kids in music, we've always grown up watching the VMAs and just being like, wow, these are like all celebrities and like no normal person goes here, and like just watching them is insane. And it was literally a dream come true to be able to go. And I remember I just thought I was going to the VMAs, maybe like watching from, I don't know, backstage, whatever. And then I got there, I think it was the night before, and we were in Kaygee's studio, and he gave me, actually I have the pass. He gave me this pass, which is the pass that was so cool. He just handed this to me and he's like, "You're gonna go on the red carpet too." There's all these circles and RC stands for red carpet. That was amazing. And then when I was walking the red carpet, it's exactly what it looks like on TV. Celebrities everywhere. Like, it's like you're looking around and it's all just famous people in your face. I'm like, I don't know what to do here. I need to go. But it was amazing. And then they actually did the finale as well with Queen Latifah and Fetty Wap and a few others. And that was so cool to see, guys that I adore and I work with, like, in front of all these people.
So what was your favorite performance from the VMAs that year?
Oh, that's a good one. There were a few good ones. Normani, I believe. Lizzo did one. I would honestly say the finale, just because I was so in awe seeing, my friends up there. I would definitely say that one was 100% my favorite, because it hit different, because it was just like those are my people,
So let's get into your new music. Your newest song, Alert, just dropped. It had a really dope music video where it's just vertical with the text messages and everything like that. Tell me a little bit about that music video. What was your idea for that concept?
Yeah, that's actually probably my favorite music video we ever did. And the song is called Alert, and you can definitely see that's the concept for the music video. It's a vertical music video, which is like not something that you see all the time. But it's supposed to be you getting alerts like on your phone. And I just thought it wasn't my idea. It was DCM's Trevor and my videographer Cisco. That was their idea, and they ran with it. It was such a cool music video, and we shot it in New Jersey probably 2 months ago, maybe a month and a half ago. And Alert is probably my favorite song we've released so far. And I think the music video just matched it perfectly. And yeah, I could not be more proud of it, yeah.
And Phenomenon also dropped a few months ago. Tell me about that one.
Phenomenon was super cool. It was written by the same guy who wrote Alert, and it was Loud Jackson. And he's really cool. But Phenomenon was kind of a slower song than Alert, and we're trying to put different songs or different genres or types of songs in this EP, or we're releasing them as singles. And Phenomenon was kind of supposed to be a little bit more soulful, a little bit more laid back. And we did that, and we shot the music video when it was still kind of quarantine. And so we did the music video at my cousin's house, and it was such a fun day. It was really, really cool. I love how that music video came out as well.
Now, you also have a partnership with a jewelry line. Tell me about that, and how did that come together?
Yeah, I have my own collection with June Jewelry. It's the Nicole Michelle collection, and I'm actually wearing it. There's a butterfly, there's a dragonfly, the insignia necklace, and then now we have the Reach for the Stars collection by Nicole Michelle. And I got introduced to Holly probably about 2 years ago, and we just kind of brainstormed, came up with like some ideas of how we could, get involved with each other, and eventually we started going around the fact that maybe I could have my own collection, and eventually we did it, and the first thing we released was the insignia necklace, and we kind of ran from there. We had a huge event, but yeah, it's been such an amazing journey being able to work with them, and all the pieces that I have, I'm absolutely in love with. And you can actually fill the jewelry with sand or elements from wherever you want.
Do you have any new music in the works that will be coming out potentially anytime soon?
Absolutely. I always have new music on the way, but we just released Alert, so we kind of have to make the plans for the next one. So I'm not sure which one is next, but I have an idea, and the next one that I think we're going to release, I'm absolutely in love with. It's kind of more of a pop song, when Alert's a little bit more R&B. So definitely a broad genre.
And who is an artist that you would like to work with in the future?
I would absolutely love to work with SZA. And because, I always just listen to her music. I think it's a kind of music that doesn't get old. And I'm obsessed with her voice. And she just released Hit Different. And that was like her first thing besides like the Trolls soundtrack that she'd done in like 3 years. And I would absolutely love to sing with her.
Is there any chance that Kaygee and VinRock would ever do a song with you?
With me, like them on the song?
Yeah.
That would be, you have a lot of good ideas. I don't know, but I would absolutely love that. Vinny does like all the slogan music and all the things in there, but I never thought about like them doing like a Naughty by Nature featuring Nicole Michelle. That could be so fun. That's a good idea.
And next year, is there anything in the works for a potential album on the way or anything like that?
So I have a bunch of songs that are already completed. We just have to get a few of the knots worked out with samples and stuff like that. I'm not sure it's going to be an album, but it's definitely going to be a lot of more music coming your way.
And finally, just let all the listeners know where they can stream your music and follow you on all social media.
You can go stream my music on absolutely any source of music where you get your music, and you can go follow me on Instagram at Nicole Michelle and on YouTube at Nicole Michelle.